Hello, everyone, and welcome back for another Stellaris series. My name is Mal, and I'm joined by my buddies Vanguard, Sabouts, and Mickey. Hey, fellas. Hey.
I'm
Hello.
so
Hello.
excited.
Hello.
I am too. I am too. Let's
This
give you
is
guys
awesome.
some quick information. We're recording this on December 9th of 2018. We are, as you can see here at the bottom of the screen, we're using the Login version, which is the new version that just came out. 2.2.1 is what we're on right now, and that includes the new MegaCorp DLC or expansion, however you want to label it, which brings a whole lot of new stuff to the game, and we're going to explore that obviously as we go through this series. I'm curious though, because we all of us have kind of played varying degrees of this version so far. Before we get into the game settings, what was the biggest change that kind of caught your eye on terms of like new features or new tech or whatever? What struck you as being the biggest thing?
Planets are awesome now.
Yeah, planets are cool and diverse. Agreed. What struck you, Sabouts, as being something that was like, a new feature that you thought would be cool?
I think that the actual like mega structures, the different corporation structures you could build, I find that actually really cool and unique. I'm all about the mega structure stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Mickey, what about you?
Well, as you say, it seems like building tools to me more viable, whereas before, although with every expansion, building tool is more viable, but here it seems to be more practical, basically. Viable may not be the best term, but now it's actually practical.
Yeah, it is. The way the administrative
What you're
cap
saying.
system works and how powerful individual buildings can be, especially advanced buildings. We were talking about this a little bit before we started recording. Yeah, Mickey's right. You can absolutely build tall instead of wide now, and it's viable. You can win a game and have like one or two planets. It just depends on how you deploy yourself. So here's what we're going to do, folks. We're going to go ahead and talk briefly about why we're using the settings that we're using. Then we're going to scroll down and show those to you. And then we're going to jump right into the game, and then we'll just go through the new elements of the expansion and version 2.2 as we play, okay? And then if you guys have specific questions, or if you've got suggestions, comments, what have you for us, because we are still new at this ourselves, feel free to share those in the comments. We all appreciate that. Okay, so the idea on the settings that we're ending up using here is that we wanted the beginning game to be somewhat fast paced because the overall pace of 2.2 is a lot slower than previous versions. It takes a lot longer to encounter other empires and to really get things going. So what we wanted to do is create quite a bit of friction. So we're doing a medium size, as you can see here, elliptical shape, and then we're going to scroll down here and show you the other settings. And they're all designed to do two things. One, to make sure that we have a good challenge. That's why we're playing on such a high difficulty. And that we encounter, hopefully, each other and other empires relatively soon. Matter of fact, we may even at times make cuts in the videos if there's like long periods where we're not doing anything other than, like going to the next system or what have you. So without further ado, welcome to Cutish. We're going to call it Cutish Force 2.
Well, what do you mean ish? What do you mean ish?
I think we can all
Hold on
agree
there.
that your hideous bastard plant guy is not exactly the definition of cute.
Hey,
there, Mickey.
we can't
cute-
all be
cute
born
force
cute,
plus
okay?
one.
Some of us are cute just on the inside, and frankly, I think that matters most. It matters most. I'm cute
The
on the inside.
beauty
You're
is
cute
in
on
the eyes
outside.
of the
You guys
beholder.
are gonna be vicious. Like I can picture Sabouts just eating people's flesh.
Well, those starfish are ready to rock, man. I know that. All right, folks. We'll see you on the other side.
Okay, I'm ready.
Let me know when you guys are all in.
I'm in.
We are all in.
You guys are all in? Ready to unpause?
Yes, I think so.
Ready?
Okay, I'm going to start recording again. Oop, hold on one second. Sorry, guys. Okay, here we go, folks. So things are going to look a lot differently to you if you've played Stellaris before. And if you've never played Stellaris, well, then welcome to the experience. It's a little bit more complex than it used to be, but it makes a lot more sense in my opinion. The standard things are still the same. You set your research. I'm going to go for anything that adds to research right away. So I'm picking research right across the board. And then as you can see across the top, we've got energy credits, minerals, food, consumer goods, alloys, influence, unity. Then we've got our research. We've got our rare resources, which is quite different than it was before. It has a much bigger game impact than it did. You've got your administrative cap, and then a breakdown of your systems, your colonies, and your total pop, what your starbase capacity is, and your naval capacity. Now, we'll talk about these as we go along. The biggest change has got to be that I would say that energy credits and minerals are truly raw resources now and don't mean a lot other than for maintenance purposes. It's what these things turn into that matter. So like in the case of minerals, you end up turning those into consumer goods, which is used to create things like amenities that keep your people happy and adds to such things as like research, or alloys, which you basically need as a baseline advanced resource to build virtually anything. Minerals don't build anything really anymore other than maybe some surface-based, like some buildings and whatnot. Okay, so guys, two of us have not played this version a whole lot. Are you guys overwhelmed yet?
It's not. It's a different game.
Right?
I'm good. I'm fine.
It's okay. I can make it.
It's definitely a different game.
Yeah, and it's a way better game now.
Yeah,
At least
yeah,
for me.
I think so too. It's more complex, but it makes more sense, and I think it's more fun now because you have so many things that you can do to tweak your empire beyond just what you choose at the beginning. So if you guys want to go to like your planet, and we could talk about that a little bit, there's some big changes here. So you guys will see districts on the left-hand side, then buildings, then governor. So districts, you have a maximum number, like for example, right now I have 4 out of 12 districts. I can have a total of 12 districts, and those are independent of the buildings. You'll see the buildings unlock with population. Like we should all be looking at one open slot and then the next one opening up at 30. Is that what you guys have too?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Buildings are typically quite expensive, particularly towards the mid game, and it's the upkeep that you have to pay attention to because you might have a building. I'm going to click on this alloy foundries as an example. Should be your third building in. If you click on that, pretty soon we're going to get a tech upgrade for, I think it's called Mega Foundries, and it's one of the things that you're going to want to get pretty early on because it pumps out considerably more alloys. However, once you upgrade it, it actually has, I think is it the volatile mote or the rare crystal that it requires?
It's volatile modes.
Okay, so what'll happen is you might be able to build an upgrade and then not be able to actually use it because you don't have the ability to upkeep it.
Yeah, you need to every resource that you use to upgrade a building, you also use to upkeep a building. So it doesn't matter if you buy the resource from the markets and then you can't upkeep the building because you don't have the resource on your planet. So you need to build the volatile producing building that it's a locked technology that we don't start the game with.
So as you guys are looking at this stuff, Sabals, Mickey, just ask myself and Bruno. We'll do the best to explain it to you guys and to the audience, for the folks that are new to this. Baseline, though, the districts, you've got city districts, which essentially give you housing. Just think of it as more space because down below, you'll see on the bottom left-hand corner, there's like the smiley faces. Those are your amenities, kind of like in Civilization. Actually, exactly like in Civilization. You have to have enough amenities to keep your people happy, and you do get bonuses the happier they are. It really does matter. Then next to that, you have housing. If you're deficient on housing, it affects everything. So you want to make sure you keep an eye on that. Then you've got whether or not you have any population unemployed, which is next to that. Then you have your population, and then you have your workers kind of breakdown. We can get into the population and things like workers, specialists, rulers, and all that as we go along. That's more of an advanced thing. But just to start off, districts, you've got city district, which is housing, generator district, which is money or energy, mining obviously will give you minerals, and then agricultural will give you food. Generally, what I do on a brand new colony is pretty early on, I'll grab a city district for more housing. And then once I've got the tech unlocked, and let me see if you get it by default. You do have it by default. Hollow theaters for entertainer jobs, which gives you, it turns consumer goods into Unity and amenities. It's usually one of the first things I get. What do you normally grab first, Vanguard?
Actually, I'm grabbing science ships to explore the galaxy, and I'm ignoring my colony.
You're ignoring your colony? Yeah. I'm going to grab a couple science ships too.
Yeah, I need to figure out how to produce more alloys because I was going to be the warmonger guy. So developing my colony is not a priority for me right now because I'm not going to build a wide empire. I'm going to build a tall one. So it just doesn't matter. I have better places to expand my resources now. But what you said makes completely sense if you want to build a wide empire and not a militaristic one.
I'm in the southwest corner, directly southwest.
If you're gonna build an empire,
I am dead south.
wide,
right
it's
bottom.
better to.
Yeah, I'm
build,
6 p.m. near the center.
It's better to improve your planet then.
If you want to build wide, or if you want to build tall.
Wide.
If you want to build wide,
grab expansion.
Grab expansion. So you would go with a science ship right away. Actually, I'm gonna get 2 science ships as quickly as I can afford them. And usually it's the alloys that slow down getting them. But like I already got a second science ship, so
I need a second giant ship. Okay.
yeah. So I'm doing that. I'm sending my guys out to survey. It takes considerably longer to survey stuff now.
I see that.
Yeah. Pirates, however, are handled completely differently. Each route will have a baseline, essentially, I think they call it trade value defense or something like that. Basically, pirates don't show up nearly as often, and they're nowhere near as annoying as they used to be.
Yeah,
it was another really good change.
There's also one thing that I realized. If you put a few corvettes patrolling between systems, there's no chance a pirate will spawn.
Right.
You know
and
that, right?
smaller ships have a higher pirate protection value. So like a 10 or even 6 corvettes patrolling around multiple systems can pretty much ensure that you won't have any pirates spawn. They'll suppress them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Remember how he gets so annoyed that they just keep popping up?
Yep.
Yeah,
We
it
actually
doesn't.
talked about that.
Yeah, it doesn't do that anymore,
So
which is
where
great.
do we actually build ships?
You click on your shipyard, and then click on the shipyard tab, and you can build your ships from there. So if you're on your outlier, you'll have planets, and then underneath planets, you should have shipyards.
And Mo, you asked it before. I'm going to build a token. I don't know how to say this word. A monument, so I can get more units.
Oh, you're gonna okay.
Yeah, because
And
my
then-
part has a penalty for that, so I'm trying to compensate.
And I got my first tradition, and I opened up Discovery for the anomaly research. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bounce off a couple of these.
Yeah, I did the same
So I'm going to grab Discovery Opener, and then I'm going to grab To Go Boldly, which is another survey speed upgrade. And then after that, I'll start expansion traditions.
Cool.
thing. Yeah, going
guys-
Discovery or expansion is the best start, no matter what empire you have. One of those two is always the best one, at least in my opinion.
You guys let me know when you want me to speed it up.
Ooh, I got a system with 3 stars in it.
Yeah, there are trinary systems now also. It's very nice to see that.
That's cool.
Binary and trinary systems.
You guys want to move it to fast?
Go for it.
Sure. I'm feeling confident in my ability.
You can research any anomaly with no risk now.
Oh
there
yeah,
might be
scientists
there might
don't
be
die
an event.
anymore. That's one of the best changes.
Yeah.
Well,
The biggest impact is that depending on the level of your scientist, a really high level anomaly might take you like a year to do.
Okay.
That's another reason why surveying takes a little longer now.
I see that. Relative difficulty, challenging. Okay.
Yeah.
Leave
So
B for
sometimes,
now.
sometimes if you've got like a 5 or higher one in the early game, it's better to just leave it. And then after you've taken a couple traditions that help you with that stuff, go back and get them.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, basically everything that I didn't like about this game, except for the ground combat, they changed it for better. I have
And
not
honestly,
a single complaint.
ground combat, I don't know if they intended to do this. I imagine they did. Ground combat's almost irrelevant now because you can take territory from other empires without even ever putting boots on the ground now.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, now since I'm of the new corporate affinity.
We forgot to tell
am-
that. Who's playing MegaCorp and who is not, Mo? We forgot to tell about
I think I'm the only one playing the MegaCorp. I think you guys all took something else, right?
Yeah, I took a
believe
normal
so.
race.
So I'm doing this new corporate one. So I took, so I have the corporate ethic, and my civics are private prospectors, which gives me access to the private colony ship, which I'm about to build right now, and franchising, which helps me with branch offices. But we'll get into that later. But yeah, the private colony. Did anybody else get the private colony ship stuff? Because that's a really good one.
No, I
did
didn't.
not. No.
Yeah,
As I said,
500,
I'm not
500
It used to be a
energy.
research.
Yeah, it still is. You guys can still get it.
Okay.
Anomalous surface variable detected.
Going for civilian fabricators right now.
That is
Construction
a
Anomalous surface
consumer
variable
goods.
detected.
It'll create consumer goods for you. Anybody
'cause I'm
find
gonna
their
go-
first habitable world yet?
No, not yet.
You're guaranteed 2. That's where we
I
have the
have
settings.
found a habitable world. Yes.
Yeah, I found 1 so far. So we're all along the southern corridor then?
Yep.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm south, but right at the bottom.
Okay. So you're over at that like Zakira patch or what have you?
Anomalous surface variable.
I'll have to get back to you. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm above that.
You're above that? Okay. Good. So it grouped us. Nice.
Situation log adjusted.
You'll see
Akira
the...
patch. Yeah, I am to the southeast of that.
Okay. Did you guys see that little symbol that looks like a little ring? Looks like a almost like a wedding ring. It's like a little circle with a triangle on top. Trade value.
Where is it at?
If you look at your system, like your home system,
Oh,
there'll be
yeah.
a little
The trade
gray
value.
symbol that says trade value.
Okay, yep, got it.
Okay, so trade value, if you guys go to your policies real quick, you can see that trade policy is, you've got choices here. So right now, by default, I have wealth creation, so my trade value turns into money. But if I wanted to, I could change it to consumer benefits, where it's half money and 0.25 of consumer goods, or I could change it into 0.5 energy and 0.15 unity. So you have much more control over your economics now.
Ah, cool.
So the more trade value, the better, and then you can turn it into things that you need kind of on the fly, instead of where before you had less flexibility. Now you can change things when you need to.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. You can also, on your left-hand side, the third one down, you have the market.
Construction
So if you need
complete.
minerals, you can buy them here, or whatever resource you need, you can buy on the market, and you can even set up monthly trades. So, because when you expand in previous versions, you might run out of energy for a little while, or you might need a little bit more minerals just for a temporary time. You can go and just set up monthly trades so that you don't have to constantly have to try to figure out, build this building on this planet to catch up or whatever. You don't have to do that anymore.
Technological acquisition successful.
The Vanguard, you said you were 6 o'clock, but to the inner rings, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Bounce, Mel?
I'm in the outside edge, southwest.
Okay, so you're opposite to me. I mean, same south, but the other side. The bounce?
I am west. Southwest-ish.
On the outer edge or inside edge?
Outer edge more.
Okay, so you're just above me then.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to be the east front.
Technological
Of this half of the ring.
successful.
Vanguard's going to be kind of the buffer for all the inner part. And then it'll be Mount Bounce for the west side of the
Cool.
ring.
West side! Sorry.
Yeah, you had to.
So you guys going for lasers, or what's the weapons of choice?
Plasma, always.
Yeah, so blue laser into plasma, and then try to get plasma throwers as early as possible.
Yes. Plasma,
But I'm grabbing, right now I didn't have that option, so I'm grabbing coil gun, I'm grabbing
Technological
monthly unity
acquisition
increase, and
successful.
+5 research.
Yeah, speaking
Okay.
of blue lasers. The two technologies you want to go are torpedoes and plasma in this game, unless they changed it completely.
No, plasma throwers are still really good.
Yeah, they have the highest DPS, so it doesn't matter if they are bad against shields, because torpedoes ignore shields. So pick one and go for it.
System
Oh,
survey.
that timing worked out. I got the tradition for expansion opener plus 25% development speed.
Nice.
And clicked it like 3 seconds before my first colony ship hit that new world. That was
Wow.
nice. That
Nice,
was
wow.
lucky. Hey, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, right? I tell you guys that all the time.
The XCOM 2 motto.
Yes, right. For you, Sabouts, alloys is going to be the most important thing.
Yep. Okay.
Obviously, because that's going to allow you to build up the
Construction
fleet. We should probably tell people this. So, Sabouts is expansionist, and he's our kind
Resource guy.
resource guy. And then Vanguard is our military commander. So his empire is set up for mid game and late game combat effectiveness. Mickey, you're doing production
Business,
of resources. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm
As
doing
much as I can.
And then I'm doing corporate. And the reason we're not all doing corporate, even though it's a new expansion, is because we want to have a balanced approach as a coalition. And then also because if you haven't experienced the new DLC yet, one of the big things is branch offices, which we'll explore as we go on. And the branch offices can only be done on worlds where you have a commercial pact and that the other entity is not also a corporate authority. In other words, we could have agreements, like for instance, Sabouts and I could both have agreements with each other, but if we were both
Systems
corporate, we
survey
wouldn't be able to put branch offices on each other's worlds. And there's a big benefit to doing that. So that's why we made the decision to kind of spread out how we're doing things. So hopefully that makes sense to people.
You
Okay.
better
Oh.
make sense of it, guys. You better.
Yeah, right. You have no choice. You will understand what I'm saying to you. Okay. One of the early things you can do too, guys, is you should have if you look at a planet and you remember the blockers, how it would be on the tiles. Now the blockers are on the left-hand side and the kind of towards the bottom. You guys see that?
Yep.
Planetary blockers. If you click on that and open it up, the first one should be sprawling sums. As soon as you can afford it, clear that blocker because it'll instantly give you one more pop.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot about it.
Crap. Say that again. Where is it?
Okay, open up like your home world.
Construction
And then
complete.
here, I'm going to pause it for just a second. Open up your home world. And then you see the little like caution tape square down there for the blockers,
Yeah.
like black and yellow blocks. Okay, so click on that. It'll show planetary features.
Okay.
And if you hover over the bottom one, sprawling slums, it'll say, clearing this will give you one additional pop. And what's cool now is you can get all kinds of things. Like they'll clear out more districts or it'll add more resources. It's random on all your other planets that you get. So it's not like it was before where it was just like clearing the blocker. It actually gives you some kind of tangible benefit when you do it.
That's cool.
Yeah, because it's completely disconnected from your building slots. This is
So
your
I've-
districts.
I've got 2 unemployed workers. What do I do with those guys?
What's your housing situation? Like right now, I'm doing the exact same thing. I have one unemployed. I'm okay on food, so I'm gonna drop a city district in.
It looks like I'm pretty good.
Yeah,
Available
you-
housing 9, so from buildings plus 5. From
You
If
can
you have- if
build
you have-
a few
if you have
districts or
9
buildings. If you hover over the jobs, that number that's saying unemployment, there's a number above it. It's going to show you what you need. If you need a ruler job, a specialist job, or a worker job, whatever you need available. If you don't have anything available, try to make a worker job, and that's basically any district or any basic building is going to solve your problem. You can also check that on the population tab. It's going to tell you that how many unemployed guys you have on each category. Did that make sense?
Okay. So
Like,
do I
I'm-
need to increase my housing?
No, your housing's at what?
9?
And your amenities next to it is what?
7?
Then based on what we know you're trying to do, I would immediately grab a mining district. That'll give you 2 more housing and 2 minor jobs. So it'll increase your mineral output. Now note that that's a district. So it's a district that's going to give you a resource, but that's not, that's, buildings can do that too. So you gotta look at, they're 2 different things, but they're like layered together.
Okay.
Okay.
The district's kind of like the buildings give you bonuses. The districts are more like a flat how you
Correct.
tweak things.
I kind of look at the districts as like a plate, and I keep stacking plates, and then the buildings are maybe part of the meal that I'm putting on said plates.
Yeah,
That's a good way to put it.
Do you remember the planet size about that was before? For example,
Yes.
you have
Yes, I do.
those are the districts.
Okay. That was a good way to put it. So, yeah, there's not really planet size anymore. The districts are based off of what
The
the planet
planet
size
size.
is. So some planets might be able to have more districts than others.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Right, like since you guys are with me, I don't normally do this, but my amenities are okay right now, and my housing is good enough for now. So I'm going to grab another early research lab, which is not something that I would do if I was playing by myself. But since I'm playing with you guys, I feel comfortable enough doing that, because if some trouble springs up, we can all send our fleets.
Okay.
All right. Okay, I'm going to
At what
unpause.
point do we expect pirates to start appearing?
Actually, they don't show up for a while.
They are only going to show if you have trade routes that are not secured, Mickey. So keep an eye on your trade routes. If they are showing a school when you did I pronounce that right? School? Yes. If they're showing a school between trade routes, you need to put a corvette or 2 to patrol it to get rid of
Can
these
pirates still only appear out of neutral and unowned systems, or can they appear in your systems?
They can appear on anywhere.
They can appear anywhere.
So-
And they don't rove like they did before. They'll stay in the system they appear in for quite some time. They're not nearly. They're basically just a minor nuisance now. They're not a big
They're
deal
not
anymore.
like a massive. just
So, Mickey,
going
click on
inside.
your shipyard and click on trade routes. If you see any skull on your map, that's when that's where the pirates are going to show. You shouldn't be seeing any now. All you're going to see is shields and a
Anomalous
box.
surface variable detected.
So those systems are safe.
Gotcha.
That make-
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got it.
Okay. So once these trade routes aren't secure, that's when I can expect pirates to actually be a problem.
Well,
Exactly.
and then that event still has to happen too, where it says the birth of piracy or whatever, which we haven't even had yet. So there's no chance they'll show up right now.
Yeah. Exactly.
Construction complete.
Ooh.
You guys finding anything decent near you?
I found a ruined strategic coordination center,
Hey, that's cool.
a ancient military comm station. I might be able to utilize that for something later on. Oh, hyper entertainment forums are pretty good to grab.
Yes. Definitely. Oh wow! I found my second habitable. Wow, this has not happened to me in any of my individual games. I found both habitable planets already.
I found them already as well.
That was fast.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That doesn't,
Mine-
or it hasn't happened for
one-
me before.
One was 1 system away, the other one was 2 systems away.
System survey complete.
Right, so now researching events is less of a question of risking an RNG roll on the scientist and more, can I afford to do this right now in terms of time resource?
Right. Instead of being a, one of the things you brought up before, Mickey, was like how ridiculous it was that, you basically were rolling the dice every time.
Yeah.
Now there's no dice roll. It's just like you said, it's a strategic decision. Do I
Yeah.
want to do this now or not?
Yeah,
Yeah. And thank you for that, Paradox. It's a very nice.
yeah. It's a much better idea of it's a tactical choice and not it should work, but it might not, and if it doesn't, I get
Right,
punished, and there's nothing I
right.
can do about it.
I mean,
Rolling that 90%.
I think we can agree that the 4 of us are kind of Paradox fanboys, especially with regards to Stellaris. But
Yeah.
but they really have made the game better, every single time, in my opinion.
I agree, totally.
Yeah, me too. They're really doing a great job on Stellaris. I have to give them that. And not a lot of companies hear that from me, being fanboy or not. And I'm talking to you, Bethesda.
Oh,
Well, let's
God.
we start that. We're gonna be stuck on that topic for the next, I don't know, 5 or so episodes. None of it will be good.
It was just a commentary because my channel is built around Fallout, and I give Bethesda a lot of trash
hey,
when they mess
look
it up.
look at
So-
the upside though, Vanguard. You've got Outer Limits from Obsidian that looks,
Oh yeah.
looks really, really good. You've got Wasteland 3 that'll be coming. So it's not like there's not going to be other games that, quite frankly, are just going to be executed better, right?
Yeah, exactly. My point is just that what I'm trying to say is that I praise companies when they do a great job, just like Paradox did with this DLC, but I also trash them when they do a shitty job, and sorry for the words. For lack of better
Well, I
word.
mean, I think that's part of. I think what our responsibility, right, as
Yeah.
YouTubers is to try to be entertaining for everybody and pass on knowledge if we have it about how to play a game. But
Of
if
course.
it's not any good, I
Yeah.
feel like we also have to say that.
Yes, I totally agree with that. Speaking of that, we're actually at the end of this episode, if you could believe it.
Are we really
Wow.
already? Okay.
That was
All right,
fast.
folks. Well, if you have questions, specific questions about, how to build your planets or what any of these new variables mean or what have you, please feel free again to ask us in the comments. We'll collect all those and we'll try to answer them as we go along. Our plan is to release 3, maybe 4 episodes a week, so this won't be a daily series on any of the channels. Probably more like an every other day. We just feel like we've tried it both ways, and that seems to be a little bit better for people versus a daily episode. So we hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, consider hitting that thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching. Till next time, I'm Mal for our motley group of semi-cute guys.
Well,
Yeah, looking at you, Mickey.
completely cute.
Yeah, completely cute, horrific
Cute down to the
plant
core.
creature thing. Anyway, thanks for watching, folks. I'm Mal for Sabouts, Vanguard, and Mickey, and we will see you later.
Bye bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.